Could you please briefly explain what is the conflict that's ongoing between Rwanda and DRC Congo, and what does that mean for the region?
We have a situation where Rwanda is backing a rebellion called the M23 in the eastern part of the DRC. It's been starting since 2022 and it's been ongoing up till now. What you have to understand in terms of context, the first time we had the rebellion, the M23, it was in 2012, in 2012, and it was defeated and it was they were sent back to either Uganda and Rwanda. Part of them were sent back to Uganda and Rwanda. And now we have a resurgence since 2022, and since then they've been constantly backed by Rwanda into the eastern part of the DRC.
And now China has criticized Rwanda for backing M23 and attacking DRC, parts of DRC Congo. How do you read that comment? It's very unusual for China to say what they did.
It's very much aligned with China's foreign policy when it comes to countries where China really prefer to stand on international law side, mentioning the fact, for example, countries' sovereignty must be respected no matter what. And we've seen that in the case of Russia-Ukraine war, where despite China being an ally to Russia, China called out the fact that Ukraine's sovereignty must be respected and security concern of Russia must be addressed as well. So, in the same context that we see here, Rwanda doesn't have security concern per se. That's why you see China mentioning clearly that the sovereignty of the DRC must be respected and calling out Rwanda's support of the M23. So this is much more aligned with China's foreign policy, and they're really trying to maintain that role into defending the international law, international order in that sense.
What does this mean for China's investment in that part of Africa? Is China going to take other actions to, achieve their goal of resolving this conflict right now? And what does it mean for the investment in the region?
We saw that despite that and China calling out, Rwanda still have good testimony about China, and we've seen that in the interview that Rwanda's President Paul Kagame has given to a Twitter influencer a few weeks back, where he was really praising China's influence in Rwanda and also in the region. Overall, when you look into China's investment in the regions, particularly in the east, in the DRC, China doesn't have strong investment in the mining sector or in any kind of sector in the eastern part of the DRC. The core interest of China in the DRC happens in the southern part of the DRC, and of course, if we see the M23 rebellion expanding its footprint beyond the eastern part, going to the southern part of the DRC, yes, China will be worried about how it's going to impact investment in the DRC and in the region overall. So far, China remains cautious and also expressing the need that both countries and both parties and all the stakeholders need to sit on the table to resolve the situation. This is the approach that China is putting on the table, hoping that it won't expand beyond its sphere. It won't expand to get where its investment is present in the southern part of the DRC.